Hey guys, so if you haven't seen my Kaeya version of this drawing, it's actually in my drawings playlist, so you can check it out. I made Kaeya into a dragon peacock type of creature. This one is for Diluc. I'm making him a phoenix. It's actually based off of, if you haven't seen that one, I actually say that I based it off of a reference of Master Zhongli as a dragon that someone drew. It was pretty artwork, so I thought I would try to like take inspiration from it, but I didn't want to draw Masters only, so I decided to do Kaeya and Diluc. For Diluc, I kept the pointy ears, yes, but I made him into a phoenix, so his tail is more like feathers. It was kind of hard to draw because, to be honest, I ran out of a lot of paper space when it came to like drawing the feathers, so it was hard to draw like really big ones. They kind of look like strands when you think about the way I drew it, but it's okay. It's just what it is. Um, this is his Red Dead of Night costume skin that he has. It was really expensive for Canadian pricing. It was like $40 to $50, honestly. Too expensive in my opinion, but you know, I bought it anyways because I really like Diluc. But anyways, I really like this costume and this skin, so I thought I would draw it for him. I am aware of like how much detail this costume has compared to his actual like regular outfit. I would say when drawing his regular outfit, it was faster than drawing this one. There's so many intricate things, and props to like MiHoYo actually like animating stuff like that, because honestly, I don't know how they do it. Like there's so much detail and everything. But yeah, I am aware that I drew Diluc's head a bit rounder and chubbier than it's supposed to be, like the cheek areas especially. I have to say his face is thinner in the game and also like reference photos. But I don't know, when I drew him, I was like, it's whatever. It's cute anyway, so I kept it like that. His hair is in a higher ponytail, so that skin is actually like really good. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Diluc's hair is longer in this. It's just because his hair is in like a higher ponytail, and I feel like a lot of people forget that his hair is already in a ponytail, like for his original outfit anyways. So I don't know like what the big fuss is in terms of like people saying that his hair looks way longer. It just looks like it has more volume when you tie your hair up like higher. So I have to say that's probably why it looks different. But I always remember that Diluc has long hair anyways. So yeah, Diluc's hair looks more like it has more volume and thickness to it when he ties it up. As for Kaeya, it kind of looks thinner. And Kaeya's hair does look, I don't know if it's longer than Diluc's. It's kind of the same length, I guess. So yeah, I really like drawing this one. Honestly, all the hair and stuff. Actually, red is my favorite color. It's kind of funny that I like Kaeya, to be honest, because normally I do like fire characters more because I like hotter like colors, like warmer colors, like red and orange. But I don't know. Kaeya was my favorite character in the game. D looks kind of like almost second, to be honest. But he does have like really pretty hair, so I like drawing it because it was red color. Um, I definitely drew his hair like super long in this too. I don't know. After like I finished it, I thought I drew his hair like a bit too long, but it was too late to go back because I already like colored in this area that you're seeing me color. Um, in the beginning, so yeah, I ended up saying, okay, that's fine. It's pretty anyways. I like shading it too. There's a lot of shading going on. I really like drawing. I don't know. for me personally, when it comes to like drawing, my favorite part to draw is the hair, and also that's my favorite part to color, because honestly, that's where you get like all the details and stuff, especially for anime characters. Like, I put a lot of detail into their hair. I guess I focus more on that, but because recently I've also been focusing on like drawing like muscles and like the proportions. So like, I wanted to add more detail to the body as much as possible. So yeah. Genshin characters are normally, besides some of them like Ito, I will say they're not really buff characters. They're more like the slimming, like fit characters. So it's a bit different from drawing like regular anime characters, because normally anime characters, when you draw them and they're like wielding weapons, they're normally super buff and rip. But for them, they're kind of more conserved in terms of you don't really see their muscles, and they're super skinny, so you can't really tell like if they have muscles or not. I'm assuming that Kaeya does. Like, you can assume some characters do because they have like cleavage when they're guys. Like that line in between their chest. That's what I'm talking about, cleavage. But anyways, yeah, but most characters you don't even see that, so I'm not too sure. But I can assume they're at least fit because they're wielding like weapons. But I don't know. I feel like Diluc should have more muscle than Kaeya, just because Diluc actually holds um a great sword, which is really large, like a claymore. So those are really large swords, the ones that are like almost the size of your body. So to be honest, he's been wielding that for like most of his life, so I assume that he's supposed to have more muscle. But the way that they draw like the Genshin artwork too, it's as if they don't have muscles at all, or it's like very minimal. So yeah, but it's all hidden by their clothing. But I feel like because their clothing is tighter, you should be able to see it more. So it depends on like the character and their clothing, honestly. For me, yeah, I tried my best to add some detailing, but again, the main focus was just to do all the details in the clothing, because there's so many pieces to this one, honestly. I got confused because there's so much like silver, black, and red, but like they're in specific spots. This took me about an hour. Same thing with the Kaio drawing, to be honest. They all took about an hour. It was mainly just the coloring. The sketching wasn't that bad. I want to say the sketching took 10 to 30 minutes. I don't know. I draw really fast, so a lot of the times my friends like, "How are you done already?" But that's just me. Um, it doesn't normally take too long to do artwork for me, but then again, like, you know, with that being said, there's some details that I miss out on, so I try my best to like add as much detailing as possible with my style. Um, I just focus on like the proportions too, because I want the proportions to be like as accurate. Now I'm moving on to coloring like the black areas of the jacket. Oh my goodness, this jacket is so pretty. If you see it in game, it's really nice. Um, One thing I admire about Diluc's costume design is his coat. It looks super fancy, and I love fancy clothing. Kaeya looks fancy, but he's more of like the pirate type, so it's different. But in general, the outfits are super pretty when you see them in game. So doing artwork, you have to kind of like do it justice by drawing it really nicely. So yeah, it's hard to do this type of jacket like the details in your own style, though. I will say, like, some of the stuff I tried to simplify a little bit just because I didn't want to. I don't know, when you try to look at reference photos, sometimes you don't see all of the details, so it's hard, and they have to get like multiple angles of the character just to see a certain part of their outfit, so it was a bit difficult. Overall, it was hard because I was trying to focus on the details of the outfit, but also like the angle that he was in, and there was just a lot of stuff that was like making it hard to draw it the way, like, with all the details. I don't know. When you put him side by side with Master Zhongli, his new outfit kind of reminds me of Master Zhongli's outfit. I guess because it's like a trench coat type of thing, so they're similar in a way because Master Zhongli does wear like a trench coat type of like coat. Um, I don't know. Like even the gloves, I think, because Master Zhongli wears longer gloves. I think I don't know if it's longer. Yeah, he wears longer gloves, and then what happens is like the cutting, like for the end of his glove, does look like Diluc's glove with the cuffs of his jacket. So Diluc does wear shorter gloves than Master Zhongli, but it kind of resembles the same shape if you look at them closely. The reason why I didn't draw Master Yonli is because I didn't want to like full on copy a reference. Also, like, I don't know, he's not my favorite character. I know a lot of people like him. Um, he is the oldest Archon in the game too, but honestly, when it comes to characters, like I hardly like any of like the god type characters for the most part. Um, the only one that's like almost that spiritual level I would say is Shao because he's an Adeptus, but he's not really like a full on god, so it's a bit different. But I do like, I don't know, most of the characters that I like are like regular people. Um, so yeah. I'm going by like color so that way I can just like once I finish a specific color, I go to another one. Um, so that way I don't forget to color in something because sometimes if I switch between different colors, I'll forget that something is like the same color as what I was using before. So definitely there was that. I didn't want to get confused or anything. I also really liked filming this drawing just because it's a longer piece. Normally, like, I want to do longer pieces, but because of time and then work as well, I never really get to do like long videos like this. The only long videos I had were like cosplay review videos, and that's it. So I just wanted to do like longer drawing videos. So this was one of them. Um, it's more fun that way. Also, it's longer content for you guys. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it depends on the person. I've been watching a lot of YouTubers that do like longer videos, so I do enjoy that. But at the same time, like, watching shorter videos gives you like a short attention span, so you're constantly flipping through like multiple videos without thinking about the time. Sometimes I don't finish videos and then I switch to another one, but then I feel guilty because I'm like, I really wanted to watch a longer video, but I just keep switching. It's a force of habit that you get as like, I don't know, especially like younger people when you're like watching videos, is your short attention span like really comes out. Um, but yeah, I do enjoy watching YouTubers that make like 30-minute videos. So to be honest, for me, I did enjoy making this drawing video. Like, I do like longer ones. So yeah. I'm using different grays and blacks. So I'm not just using like one black and that's it. These are different grays that are like darker color. So they kind of are similar to the black, but they're not actually pure black. So like this one that I'm using is a darker gray, but it does look like the black that's next to it that I used to actually color in Diluc's like shirt. I must say, I am a fan of all the buckles and the belts on this costume. I think that's just me though. I really like the edgy stuff. So yeah. For this one, I did have to like straight up look at a reference for the entire time because there's way too much things going on. Like I haven't memorized every like it's hard to memorize Genshin like clothing, like how the patterns are. So I would forget like everything if I didn't look at a reference. And then he has like these different patterns on his sleeve, which I used a lighter gray to do that. Um, there are a lot of grays in this costume, to be honest, so it's just so many different ones. So I tried to like color block it as like different shades so that way I don't get confused on what's what and what also looks like a lighter color. So that way I know like say for example his pants kind of look lighter than his shirt. So I wanted to use a gray instead of a pure black for his pants. And then like his inner vest has like this lighter gray color, so I wanted to use that, but I didn't want it to blend in with the silver pieces. He has like these silver metal looking pieces on his vest as well as a design, so I tried to like use a different gray that wasn't super light but was matching the actual like gray that he had on his vest. And now onto the red, my favorite part. There's so much red on this. There were some pieces that looked lighter than others. So I'm starting off with like the sides of his trench coat. Kind of looks like a tux when you think about it. But anyways, for those in the front, like near the chest area, it was a lighter red, so I used this kind of coral red. It's kind of matching the base of his hair, to be honest. So yeah, I used the same marker as that. It did have some orange undertones, so coral red was really good because it was like kind of orangey red, so it matched. And then there was like some parts looked more orange and some parts looked more red. So for a part that's on his cuffs that looked lighter, I use like a lighter red for that as well. And now I'm using like a darker red to actually color in like the main part of his trench coat. So, to be fairly honest, when it came to the crystals, it's because Rex Lapis, Master Zhongli was actually carrying like a core lapis piece in his hand. So I kind of wanted to go with that, but like the cryo and pyro types, but I didn't really think about what they were. So to be honest, I just colored it. Like later on, you'll see that I color it in red, and that's basically it. I'm still not too sure like what I was doing with those crystals, to be honest, because they didn't really need them. Um but yeah, I guess you can associate them with the crystals that they used to level up in the game. I forgot the names of those, by the way, so I just don't have memory of that. It's been a while since I actually like leveled them up to level 90, so I don't remember their level up like the materials that they used to level up. So yeah, that's why. I'm going to be honest though, for like the shading, I didn't really shade that much because there was way too much things, and I kind of got confused on like what reds. Because for shading, I don't use actually like gray. I use the same color that I use to color in the spot, and then I use a darker shade of the. So if it was red, I would use a darker red to shade it. That's just how I shade, but I'm pretty sure you can add like gray to shade. Some people just use gray only. Um, but because there was so much red going on, I kind of just got confused at that point. I was like, okay, it's fine. There's too much detail to focus on, anyways. Like, even for my eyes, like when I was looking at the drawing, there's a lot of stuff going on his outfit, so it's like, okay, don't really need to worry too much about shading unless I really wanted to. His hair has the most shading though, I will say that I did, so yeah, at least that was like more detailed and layered. And now I'm coloring in his phoenix tail. This was kind of a lazy tail that I drew. It wasn't really like anything special. I should have done more feathers, but I got like, I don't know. There was too much happening in the drawing already with like the details. So I kind of wanted to make it simple in the background, and that's basically it. I used a red, and then I kind of gradually went to an orangey red and then went to an orange. So that way there's some sort of gradient for his phoenix tail. It kind of looks like streamers, I'm not gonna lie. um Not my best in terms of like animal tails that I've drawn, but it's okay. I feel like it matches his personality anyways. Doesn't have to be super fancy. Um, yeah. There were some parts on his shoulder, like the spike, and then another part of his hair that I forgot to color in, so I left those white, and then later on you'll see me fill them out. I just, I don't know. There was some details where I think because I was working on the drawing for a long while, so then I didn't see some of the sketch marks, and then I thought, oh, I'm done coloring the whole outfit, but then turns out there was like two pieces left. So that's his hair. And I'm shading it as well so that way it looks darker than the actual phoenix tail. And then I am coloring in that yellow, that not yellow, that gray, the silver spike that he has on his shoulder. For outlining, I basically just followed the lines that I had, anything overlapping each other and were the same color, I ended up outlining. There are some parts to this drawing that I ended up outlining instead of just leaving it blocked out by the color. So sometimes if I do like a red and then a black, I'll just not outline that piece because you can tell it's a different pattern for the outfit or like a different part for the character. But for Diluc, I decided to outline most of it just because, I don't know, I felt like it was hard to tell where everything was different, like a different piece. So I just did more outlining for it. So for Kaeya's, I did a more sneaky, mischievous smile. For Diluc, I decided to do a little bit more serious because Diluc doesn't smile often. Have yet to see, I think only once he smiled in the game. So yeah, but he's a more serious character, so that's why I ended up doing like a more serious face. His face isn't that mischievous at all. That's basically it. You can see me outlining like so many of the parts just because I wanted to look like there's separation between the different pieces. Like if you look at his cuffs, like for his sleeves, and then mixed with his actual sleeve itself, I wanted to look like it was overlapping on top of the sleeve rather than just, being there and blocked out by the black pattern. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you don't want to follow my social media. I will be posting the process work for this one. This one is definitely one of my favorites that I drew so far this year, I have to say. There's definitely, I have to say, I've been drawing a lot of Genshin characters. I kind of took a break because there was a whole bunch of, I was supposed to do more drawing, but then I ended up not doing it because I didn't have time. So then there was, more haul videos that I was doing. So this is a good break from, doing haul videos because I do want art, and drawing to be a main part of my channel. So that's why I was really happy doing this. Even though I was drawing it when I was kind of tired, I was just going through it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this done now because I need to finish. But it is hard for me to choose a favorite between Kaeya and Diluc when it comes to outfits. However, I am more partial to Diluc because he has red on his outfit, but I do like Kaeya a lot more, so there's that. It's very confusing sometimes, but I did enjoy drawing both of them, so yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'm still thinking about what's next on my list to draw because I don't normally have a list of stuff to do. I just come up with ideas on the spot if I see references. So hopefully I decide on what to draw later. So yeah. I'm also outlining that patch he has on those metal looking pieces, those 3D pieces on his shoulder as well. There's a lot of detail to this actual costume, So yeah, I really want to cosplay of it, but I couldn't find any, so hopefully they make one soon, but it's probably going to be really expensive with all the details. But yeah, bye!